What's going on? It's your boy Dewan Barino from Not Just Music Podcast. Thank you for joining us another week. Let's go. What's going on, world? Not Just Music Podcast. Dewan Barino, Quincy Murdoch. Here we are on another journey, another day in the world of internet. Hopefully everybody is doing great. Hopefully everybody is having had a good weekend.
Yeah.
Coming into a new week. It is Monday here. Hopefully this shall be out by Wednesday. So if nothing else, hopefully everybody's again had a blessed weekend, having a blessed top of the week.
Yeah.
Easy to get distracted going into a Monday, but at the same time, it's a great time to be alive still. So hopefully we can come to a good conclusion for that. How's everything, sir?
Everything good, man. Personal life good, health good. Life is good, lady good, kids good, money good. So everything good, man. Another episode, bless. What's happening, man? How's everything on your end?
Everything's well. Everything's well.
That's what's up.
Back in 1866, there was a school known by Scott's School for Blacks. Again, Scott's Schools or Scott's School for Blacks.
Mm-hmm.
It's known for this situation. It's really another Rosenwald school. Of course, I'm deep in Rosenwald Schools since we've been speaking on the nature of Rosenwald Schools and what Rosenwald Schools meant to the Black community. Of course, I had to find another one that was worthy of speaking of, but this one was called Scott's School for Blacks, or known as Scott's Rosenwald. It was opened in 1866. This one was actually opened a little earlier than a lot of the other ones that I was speaking on. But this it's a significance to why I'm speaking on it. I'm gonna get to the point here in a minute. It's just speaking on how history gets erased so easily, gets swept under the rug so easily. Just being Black can get swept under the rug so easily. That's the easiest way to say it. But keep moving on it. Reverend S.C. Logan and Reverend Sidney Merklin of Logan Presbyterian Church organized the school. W.C. York constructed the 3-room wooden frame schoolhouse, formerly known as Scott School, in 1926.
Right.
Just to show you how long it was actually around before they actually built. So you're talking about a span from 1866 all the way to 1926. So moving on, Scott's was one of the last Rosenwald schools to close in Iredell County in 1968. Currently, the building serves as a community center hosting events for those that live in and around Scott's community. Now, the aspects of this come down to a couple things. One being, when you were interviewing Lisa Moser, one thing I paid attention to a lot is the stuff that she was speaking on that was monumental for Blacks, but not only being something monumental for Blacks, something that's like really monumental but forgotten. Meaning you don't have any pictures, you don't have any marks to make it seem as if this is something that meant something to Black people for a long time. But
you remember a part of the interview I even said, I'm trying to visualize it. Like, when she said all the Blacks, the segregated school, I'm sorry to cut in, but I was just making your point where, I was right, because we don't have no pictures of it. You ain't got no images of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So easily things can get forgotten, and of course, if you never seen stuff that's not seen can be forgotten. So Iredell County, I see it's a lot of stuff that happened in Iredell County and around Iredell County, but a lot of the stuff that happened around and in Iredell County wasn't documented in the sense of like there's no pictures. There's not a whole lot of history on it. There's not a whole lot of writings on it.
Right.
Um, you know, just to say that there could be a bunch of unsung heroes in Iredell County that never have been accounted for or appointed.
Can I say something? I just talked to one yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke on it a little bit to you, but I'm some podcasts in. I'm thinking about exposing that, even trying to get her on a Homeisode, and telling her story, basically about Belmont, an area where I was born and stayed a partial of my baby life when I was a kid, till my mom moved out her mom house. So it's a lot of history in Belmont, Kimbrough Park, which is another historical place, the land down there in Belmont. So it's a lot, like you say, it's a lot of unsung heroes like in your city, people you don't even know. That's why I just wanted to follow up that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah.
But yeah, it's those things that we don't see, read about. If it ain't much history about it, or if it could be a little bit of history about it on some things. Some things you can search, but a lot of things you cannot just like pull up a picture or just like do a Google search and just look for it and find it. Sometimes it takes a little more deeper looking and searching and putting certain things in perspective, as far as like saying, okay, this is monumental or this meant something at a certain time. But if the details are small, we won't ever know like the whole depth of understanding stuff. For example, like one thing that people don't forget about hard copy books, man. Don't forget about books that we have a lot of history, but I think a lot of the history is hidden in books and stuff like this. This is the biggest problem, and I'm saying that because a lot of us as blacks fear reading, fear stuff like this, so we'll overlook a lot of stuff, and it'd be a hidden gem. That's what makes it a hidden gem, because if you put it in book form, you can eventually get it to somebody that could pass it on to somebody, which this was purchased by my grandmother, who's dead and gone. And the situation where somebody gives you history or leaves history behind, this could have easily been thrown in the trash. This could have been easily burnt. This could have been easily just, anything like that. But I'm actually glad that it ended up in my hands. In the sense of, as I said, just for the community that listens to us, that pays attention to us.
Right.
Like that's the whole thing of getting better. Just like when I speak on like doing podcasting, get better, like make things better. Like, what are you doing during your growth and development process of like your niche or your what it is that you do? Like how well do you take the notes, put things down and to give to somebody else, because it easily can be given to somebody else. But at the same time, it could be a thing of it could be taken and thrown away as well. So the thing is, you want to get it into somebody's hands that could pass it on to the next person. They could pass it on to the next person. The only way we can keep history going is if we keep talking about it. In the case of, it's not to say to deter the people that are now. The people that are now, fine, they're being documented, because the case of, we got YouTube, we got Facebook, we got Twitter, we got all these platforms, we got websites, we got all this stuff to where we're documented. But the thing is, the people that are responsible for us can't have that same access. So that's why I try to make it a sense of urgency to like speak on certain things, because if you don't speak on it, it's not gonna give it power. If you're not gonna give it any energy.
And can I say something? Can I say something though? The people that can speak on it, and I want to put this out there because we're gonna keep it 100. The people that can speak on things like this that actually lived in those times need to keep it 100. I told you about I went to an event Juneteenth, you know, and I like it's like the older generation was up there talking, and it's like if we gonna keep it all way black, we got to keep it all way strictly black, and we got to tell the specific details of what happened, and we can't sugarcoat nothing to try to make any other race or anybody feel good. Like the truth is the truth. We can't rewrite history, and we can't rewrite something to make people comfortable. You know what I'm saying? We got to tell it like it is, and that's what I have a problem with a lot of black people, older people that have their position now, that have these cameras and have these outlets now to use. When you got it, man, tell the raw truth, because people like me and you, we want to hear the raw truth. We don't want to hear something that's like sugar coated, or there's something that, you know, we want to know our history, the real history. So, like, I mean, Juneteenth was a day, you know, that was a day for blacks, you know, and our pain and what we went through, and we came out of something. You know, it wasn't anything to unite white or black or nothing like that. That was our day that we, you know, we were free. You get what I'm saying? So, uh, that's another thing I want to throw in too. If you're gonna educate people, just tell the truth. Be 100. You know what I'm saying? Be 100 about black. Be 100 about our history. Other than that, you doing this like you're not doing justice. You know what I'm saying?
So to bring in a good reason why it's important. Let me pull up this picture because it's been some people take the time to recognize things, and I want those people to be recognized for speaking up on these situations where these people meant something to somebody, and then they want to
Right,
display that it meant something to somebody. So
right.
this is a mural that was put together for and on behalf of the school that was that Scott's Rosenwald School, of course, Scott School for Blacks. Um, to do the short read on this, this is a mural of Scott Rosenwald Park. Celebrates the history of Scott's Rosenwald School and longtime principal Charles W. Rankin. Now, this is in Statesville. Um, using a $4,944 grant from North Carolina Arts Council, Iredell County contracted with local artist Joey Deal to create a mural at Scott's Rosenwald Park, located at 1374 Scotts Creek Road in Statesville, that honors the legacy of Charles W. Rankin and the Scotts Rosenwald School. Scott Rosenwald Park opened in 2014 on the former site of Scott Rosenwald School. Since that time, the park has been a place for residents to enjoy outdoor recreation opportunities or celebrate special occasions in the community building. The recently completed mural illustrates the historical importance of Scott Rosenwald School by highlighting the influence that its final principal, Charles W. Rankin, had on the education and the county. So this is something that I want to say too. Blacks, it just shows you how much circulation of black people were successful or successors in the 1900s, early 1900s, going into the mid 1900s. You know, as I say, a lot of times, a lot of the blacks weren't able to learn. So to have a black man operating a school and making sure that everybody's on point and getting the teachings that they need was a very big deal. Um, the let's see where we at. The artists wanted to show the character and faithfulness of those behind the history of the school because of the sacrifice and devotion of people like Rankin. The school rose to new heights and had a lasting impact on Scott's community through depictions of learning, resilience, and unity. The mural serves as a touching reminder of the school's legacy. So this is why I say all it takes is one person. It takes one person to say somebody's name. It takes one person to show somebody's face. It takes one person to introduce somebody. And then that's all it takes. So for the case of, we have to realize that a lot of these points that we talk about when it comes to these schools, it's very, 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 or even just schools, just importance of just talking about history. Now I want to show this one last thing, which a lot of people probably won't understand is what I mean by how things change along the years, right? So this school, again, one evidently we needed a school like this, but I want to show what this situation, what happened with this situation real fast. So this is where this school, let me see if I can get this picture to come up. See if it'll allow me to bring it up. Yeah. So do you all see this area? Do you see what's going on here? Can y'all see that? If I think y'all should be able to see that. What you see is a housing development. And the reason why I'm saying this, it almost was forgotten about in the smallest sense. A lot of people don't know history, but if you know history, if you look at things and the way things were moving and the way people place themselves in situations with history and explain it again, if nobody said anything about it, probably nobody would ever know that this was a school. This had something to do with black influences and people in the Statesville area, people in the Iredell County area. You know, it's a big deal to me for one big reason, is because these are the people that gave us life. These are the people that brought us into this world. And some of your friends' friends were related to these people, and they probably don't even know about them and don't even speak about them. And it's not a thing of saying them pointing out a bad to say that it's their fault. It's not their fault. At the end of the day, it's nobody's fault. But it's up to this new generation to correct and embrace those things that did happen in the past. No long-winded situation. Again, speaking on Black history is something that has to be done, that needs to be done. Doesn't take a whole lot. Doesn't take a whole lot of misunderstandings to get to that point of understanding it. And just like when I was telling you all on the last Homeisode, you know, and this is the answer to the question too about podcasting. If you're doing this situation in podcasting, just remember, originality is everything. Originality is everything, and utilizing every tool that you have to push the brand. That's a key factor a lot of us miss when it comes to a brand. Use every aspect of a website. That a website gives you tools for a reason. They give you tools to be able to utilize and push the brand the correct way. If you do it the correct way, you will definitely be rewarded for it. It's not a thing of that it won't come. It definitely will come. Just sit and be patient. And like I said, continue to be finding a way to be original versus just copycatting and riding the tails of everybody else is doing something and just riding a wave. And it could get you a very quick high, but it could come down very fast if you don't watch what it is that you're trying to do. Again, it's if you're just riding copycat situation, that could go very, very, very fast, you know. But at the end of the day, you want to find something that's wholesome to you and your soul, something that makes you feel good, something that, you know, speaks to your spirit, and something that where you can grow, like I said, grow and learn. You know, like I say, reading, writing, all that stuff like that. All of that should come from being a great individual also, but also as a businesspreneur. You know, a lot of the times that we underlook and undershoot the aspects of just being original. Remember, stay in a creative lane to push something forward, you know, instead of just holding yourself back, because stop letting the finances get you, because it's not a financial thing. A lot of us possess the tools that we already need. We're just not working. We're not taking advantage of it. We're not pushing it like we could. You know, yeah, we busy. Yeah, we want to live life. Yeah, we want to do all those other things. Yeah, but just at least make a couple hours a day and put some time into that brand that needs you. You know, so
We talking
again,
about people that want to do this, right?
people that want to do and that are already doing, because some people are
Oh,
in a
okay.
position where they
Okay.
have websites and they really sleep on their own brand. And you know, like the case of like with, you know, if it's a thing of understanding, you know, a lot of people don't know, because some people are stuck with a website and just don't know where to go next. You know, so I mean, just again, you got to continue to grow. You got to continue to find other ways. You know, there's a spark for something. There's a spark in any manner what you're doing. It's always a spark. Thing is, you just got to keep digging until you find that spark, man. But no long wind, man. I'm just talking to inspire, to motivate, never to discourage, never to discourage. Because a lot of people still wishing they could be in this position, and I'm trying to figure out, like, you know, why I want to be in a position like this, and you could be better than this, you know. But again, if you're looking at this as a big thing, that's a blessing. You know, that's a real blessing from God, because it is not underlooked in any manner. Because I mean, like I say, if somebody asks you how to do something, that means you must be doing it at a level that it needs to be done at. Other than that, weekend coming in. What you got coming? Anything other than us Black
Uh,
History folks talk, man? We just
I ain't know.
charming the folks.
I wanted to talk about black love, man. I'm loving the black love that's being spread out here more, man. You know, a lot of black love being shown, being displayed. You know what I'm saying? I went to the Juneteenth thing, and it was nice seeing the black folks together. You know, I think those are pictures we need, images we need in our head. You know, more like men and women getting along too, man, and stop being so divided. You know, shout out to my lady. Uh, you know, everything good. Black love is great, you know what I'm saying? And we all gotta come to a conclusion that we all need each other. A black man needs a stronger black woman, like a strong black woman needs a stronger black man. So I just want to spread love to the black love that's going on out here. I will be starting filming the weekend. Quincy Murdoch, the movie part 2. Currently I am looking for more art actors, you know what I'm saying, as the project goes on. And if not just this project, other projects that I have. So yeah, Quincy Murdoch 44 at gmail.com. If you're interested, all your actors out there, hit me.
So closing website. Um, appreciate the subscribers that's coming.
Most definitely.
Trying to make sure I got everything on my brain as far as, yeah, everything as far as the is there will be a little slight difference in website in a few weeks. I'm gonna switch up how I'm doing a couple things. I'm gonna start doing like an early release on certain episodes and stuff like that. To
Right.
those that subscribe. Also I have ebook ready to go. It's only one sheet, it's only one form, but that'll help those that need that reading formula for starting a podcast. Video is kind of sort of coming. It's a lot to put together with the video. It's just easier to put it in black and white. But again, I do have those ideas still to come. But again, we appreciate everybody that continues to rock, that continues to listen, that continues to download. I mean, this means a lot to do something and it's accepted. So for those that are consistent, those that are consistently listening, definitely got to shout y'all out, because the case of it's not taken in any small manner. Those that are all across the country, because it's not just in the country, it's out the country as well. So those that are in the country and those are outside the country, we definitely appreciate you taking the time to listen, taking the time to view or whatever it is that you do. And lastly, we have 1 month left before summer. Well, 2 months left before summer is over with. Summertime is definitely a time that I definitely want to do things, but again, due to how hot it's been and due to how weather
it's hot as hell.
It's crazy to do certain things, but of course, just trying to find a certain thing to do is still in the works. It's not over with, but it's still in the works. Just deal and stick and be patient with us. Other than that, that's it. Not Just Music Podcast. Your boy Duane Bruno, Quincy Murdoch. As always, we will definitely see you all next Homeisode.
What's happening? It's your boy Quincy Murdoch, courtesy of Not Just Music Podcast. We want to greatly thank you for tuning in to another episode. Y'all be blessed. Love.